I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the cookout. Welcome to the family. I appreciate y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We are here to talk about Belle Collective Review, Season 6, Episode 3. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the cookout. If y'all can hear the sound of my voice, let me know by putting your city, your state, your country, your island, your continent, wherever you are from, into the chat. That way I can give y'all a shout out, because I always appreciate when you guys pull up. Okay, come on in, come on in. You are rocking with DYANAROZAY. This is the DYANAROZAY show, child, and we are about to have a good time over here talking about Belle Collective. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was an excellent episode. Okay, I'm gonna give it a solid 10 out of 10, to be honest. It was a 10 out of 10 for me. So everybody hit the like button, share the video, okay? Also, take the poll at the top of the chat. Take the poll at the top of the chat. I also need y'all to, get yourself comfortable, grab a sweet tea, grab a beer, a cooler for the bougie aunties. I got some red pop for the kids, okay? A link, a burger, some chips, all the things. Get yourself one, okay? So that we can talk about it. Hey, Clone. Clone is my real sister. We got the same mama, same daddy, okay? She is my sister, and she is volunteering her time here in the chat. So say hello to Clone, you guys. Good afternoon, Yvonne. What's up? I don't want to say your name wrong. Is it Sharna? Hi, Sharna. What's up, Jackson, Mississippi? Okay, you're from Jackson, Mississippi, child, where the show is set. That's where the show is filmed, okay? I see Toronto is in the house. What's up, Toronto? Cincinnati, okay. What's up, Cincy? Bel Air, Maryland, what's up? St. Louis, what's up, St. Louis? That survey, I will tell you one time and be done. Okay, listen, I had a lot of people come over and share with me their feelings about my video yesterday, and someone actually was right. Someone actually said to me, listen, I told my friend what happened. She said she went right home and told him about it. Then she stayed with that mother effer until he set her on fire. Okay, she said that he ended up doing some DV thing, and she said she had split her friendship off with her. And you know what? She's right. She's right. We forget. We know our men better than anybody. That's why in the scene when Amanda tells Glenn, you a damn lie, Letitia didn't look at Glenn. She looked at Amanda and said, you my friend, tell me what's up. She didn't even ask her husband. She said, you my friend, tell me what's up. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I would say most of the time, that thing be thanging, and you're going to agree with the husband. You're going to try to work it out with the husband. And once you work it out with that husband, or even if you're just trying, that friendship is kaput, kapow. Okay, come on in, Chicago. Nice to have you. Listen, I need every single one of y'all to hit my like button and share this video. That's how it works. Hit the like button, share the video. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. I appreciate my new community, my new family coming through. And I also appreciate every single one of y'all who have been with me here since the beginning, who won't let no, mush face bitch take y'all away from my channel. I appreciate that. So come on through. Thank you, Clone. Clone is extending the hospitality and asking y'all to go ahead and grab something real quick, okay? What's up, Delaware? You said, and I had to rewind, and I saw that Letitia actually grabbed her hand and walked her out the house. That's right. Okay? All right. So I appreciate everybody who, kicks it over here and y'all don't allow those insecure hoes to, work their magic over y'all. Thank y'all for having an opinion and a mind of your own. I appreciate you. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Listen, we are here to talk about Letitia and Glenn over there. Letitia, she's a sinner. I don't know what does the Bells hold? The Belle, she's a sinner Belle over there on Belle Collective. So she is basically the star, and sometimes the star carries a lot of the weight. And for her, it is her and her husband. And she had came out yesterday and said, listen, she said, these people on the show that call me their friends. She said one of them came to me, or two of them, or whatever the many. She said they came to me and said, listen, we're going to approach you about what happened on the season 5 reunion because we didn't like that shit, what you did to Latrice. She said, now they did give me a heads up about that, but what they didn't give me a heads up on is my husband. Okay. Thank you, Gloria. I know you, my Gloria's my boo, y'all. I appreciate Gloria. Thank you, honey. Look, New York City is in the house. Welcome, New York. Yeah, she said, I think she's okay with her marriage being the center of entertainment. So I'm rolling with it. Listen, I mean, we got to know that Letitia isn't the only one with these problems, with these husband problems. Okay, actually, there was one of those scenes that actually reminded me a lot of Lisa Nicole and Dr. Darren, and even when they were off the show, Married to Medicine, Lisa Nicole still had to put bitches in their place on social media. She had recorded a phone call. She put that shit on social media and told that hoe, this man is married. He has children. She checked her husband. I was like, Dr. Darren still going through it. Dr. Darren is still going through it. Okay. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate y'all. Come on in, child. Let me get my face up here so that y'all know that I'm not AI, because AI is taking over social media. I read an article, I think 3 days ago, that said 80% of what we see on Google is coming from AI. That usually people would type things, Google would get a lot of their information from websites. That is no more. People don't have websites anymore. People don't feed the internet information so that they can have it. It's all coming from AI, which makes all of us vulnerable and all of us victims to bullshit. Okay. What else did I see? I think it's Judge Faith. She's married to Kenny Lattimore. Somebody had sent me some information about Judge Faith and Kenny Lattimore. Apparently, they have been attacked by all of these crazy videos saying that her husband is on the down low, how he's using her for money and fame and all this other stuff, how they're always fighting. She said, we've only been married for 5 years and, they're still kind of in their honeymoon phase. And she said those videos has tore our home apart because family members and shit like that believe them. She said there was over, I want to say thousands of videos out there that was reporting on her, and she ended up subpoenaing. She sent a subpoena to Google to get the users behind it. And all of the accounts were, for the most part, the majority of the accounts were coming out of India. And she said that some people would have like 18 different YouTube channels all pushing out the same shit and getting money. And she also said that well over 90% of these phony accounts that people are watching, these AI accounts that I saw become popular with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because I was like, damn, who is doing these accounts when you know they're lies? But so many of the fan base were on these sites listening to it and believing it. But she said over 90% of these sites are reporting bold face lies. However, people enjoy hearing lies about Black folks. That was the biggest part. She said the majority of these accounts are ran from out of the country, and the majority of the lies and the salaciousness of the celebrities that they're going against are brown-skinned people. People don't care about what Dorit and PK got going on. They care about what Judge Faith and Kenny Lattimore have going on, or anybody with a name in the Black community. So it's some shit, child. I watched it. I've done a little bit of research. I really want to tell y'all more about it, because when I tell y'all, y'all got to protect your mind on these platforms, I mean it. Okay. What I'm doing is for entertainment. What I'm doing is for entertainment. I'm talking about a TV show, but never once do I take my mind off the fact that I'm talking about a TV show and that they are feeding us what they want us to know, not what is always the truth. And I don't care who it is, okay? They still got something in their back pocket. What's up, Kyle? Nice to have you, honey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, you get yourself a sweet tea or a wine cooler or something, okay? And enjoy yourself. Grab yourself something hot off the grill, baby. I got the good plates today. I got some foil in case y'all want to take something home. I got everything, okay? But we are talking today about Belle Collective, and it was a great show. I enjoyed myself. Right on time. Okay. I enjoyed myself when I watched that show. I was like, this is good TV. They had a little mix of every little thing: friendship, marriage, community service, the whole nine. Okay. And I enjoyed every second of it. Not the foil. Yeah, baby. Yesterday, I had to tell people to get some foil because I had the horrible plates, but I got the good plates today, and I got the red cup, baby. So make sure y'all get everybody get something, okay? Very entertained. Okay, let's get to it. Like, listen. So listen, it opens up. I'm the gossiping auntie, by the way, at the picnic. I know everybody's business at the picnic. It just happens to be what it is. It just happens to be what it is. But so the scene opens up with Latrice. She is at her restaurant, child, and Latrice looks stunning, by the way. Okay, chef's kiss. That dress that she was wearing was the bomb.com. I loved every bit of it. Okay, but she came in like she owned the, because she does, okay? And she walked in like she owned the place. She was greeting the patrons of her restaurant. Welcome, okay? You get to see the owner in the flesh. You've seen me on TV. Won't he do it? Okay, we're getting those condos built on top. So if anybody is coming in from out of town, y'all can spend the night. Y'all don't have to drive up out of here. She was getting it all taken care of. And then she gets up to the bar, and I guess she's talking to the manager or whomever. And she says, is the hostess on the phone? And he gives a look. She said, I want her off the phone. And make sure you let everybody know that if anybody else says that shit, they will get written up. Okay. Now I'm hoping that she just took a little creative license. She took a little bit of creative license, because I wouldn't want to go to Taste and be like, bitch, are you the one that was on the phone that Latrice threatened your job about? But yes, Latrice was in there letting everybody know that she rules that place with an iron fist. She don't play. Okay. What's up, London? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You get yourself a bratwurst, child. I knew you was coming through. Get yourself a bratwurst and a Coors or whatever it is. I think I got some dark beer over there that you can drink. Okay. There's definitely wine coolers, and some of y'all are even bringing in your own pans of food. I see some macaroni and cheese and shit like that. Now I don't know who made everything, child. I can only vouch for what I made. I can only vouch for what I cooked. But everything else is there, and it's, the people want y'all to have it. Okay. Get yourself a Ziploc. That's right. That's right, Erica. But anyway, so that's how she starts it, by letting people know it's okay that we filming this shit, but I will get your ass up out of here if I have to. Then she went to a table and she got on the phone. Y'all know she's at work too, right? She is there as the owner, and she's also there filming. But she comes in and she sits her ass down and she picks up her phone. I said, what a way to be an example, Latrice. Potato salad is here. I'm going to actually vouch. I'm a vouch for Thoughts of a Wildflower. I think she got the good potato salad, okay? You can't eat everybody's, but I'm a vouch for her. Anyway, she pulls up her phone, and on the phone, she brings in Selena. And she's like, Selena, where you at, girl? I invited you over. I invited you over to the restaurant. We supposed to hang out today, right? And Selena said, baby, I can't even do my own shit. I had something I was supposed to do earlier today, and I had to cancel that because I'm having my 7th grandbaby, okay? I'm at the hospital with my daughter. She is bringing the 7th grandbaby into the world. And so everybody is, I'm happy to hear it. I know she lost one, but her heart is getting fuller with the new babies that's coming in. Okay. I got a spades game going. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, child. Come on in, everybody. Anyway, she talked to Selena a little bit, and then Marie herself comes through. Yeah. Now, I know people have been making some fun of Marie, but I think Marie is cute, okay? I like Marie. Marie is never going to be without a bodysuit, baby. She came in with a periwinkle blue. Periwinkle blue is one of my favorite colors. I love it. And she had it from the neck to the feet with these silver glitter boots that went up damn near to the crotch. Okay. And she walked into that restaurant like she owned that motherfucker too. Okay. Like she had some sort of stock invested in it. Now, a lot of people have been talking about her pulling up in a Maxima and saying, or Altima, why is she driving a damn Nissan if this lady's supposed to be rich? Let me tell y'all what the best mentor I ever had in my life. And this was in St. Louis. And he mentored me for a good 6 years. Okay. But one of the things he said when I first got there, he said, I know you don't live here. I know you're not from St. Louis. He said, but the first thing you want to do is if you see anything on the ground, don't pick it up. Don't pick it up. I don't give a shit what it is, because there's people out here that'll hurt you. Okay. And you never know what the trick is. And number 2, never buy a car that doesn't fit the community you serve. Okay. If you live in a community that don't have Lexuses, you're not supposed to drive a Lexus in that community. Marie works in the community. She works in a community where the community that she served may not have it like that. So I agree with her driving a goddamn Altima. I agree that when she pulls up in front of that building, that car should look exactly like the people that she served. Okay. Otherwise, they don't trust her. And she may not make it home. So I'm okay with that. I just want to put that out there. Marie might have had the same mentor I had. Okay. There's some stuff that people got to know right up front when you have money, and that's that you never look like. If you get money from the community, you don't outdo your community ever. Ever. Okay. Come on in, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Best mentor I ever had. Okay. That is real. Point blank. Hit the like button, share the video. All right. Anyway, when she comes in, Latrice asked her, child, what's up? You know what I'm saying? How you doing? And Marie said, I'm taking care of that man of mine. And Latrice said, which one? Which one? Okay, like a real friend would do, bitch. You juggling too. So which one are you taking care of? And Marie, I caught you, baby, for a half a second. You forgot that man's name. You went, which one? Cedric. Cedric is who I'm taking care of. Okay. But yeah, anyway, Marie absolutely looks happy. She's glowing. Latrice said, well, thank God. Okay. Thank God you done got yourself a little bit of you know what, because you and I would have never been friends in a past life. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for said getting you together and keeping your ass happy, you and I wouldn't be friends right now. So she said, where have you been? You should have been here since season 1. Okay, come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, what do they say? Share the wealth, share the knowledge. I'll never forget it. And I'll have to tell you, I did community work when I lived in St. Louis, and it literally saved me. Not trying to look a certain way saved me. People in my community would come to my house and say, hey, there was somebody at your door that we didn't recognize. Okay. We didn't know that person. They've been there twice. And I just want to give you a heads up. That's how bout it was. So make sure you always look like the community you serve, especially if you're going through there. Okay. Come on in. Come on in. Anyway, yeah, so that was Latrice who said that. She said, "Girl, which one?" Anyway, not let me get to the next part of this. After that, Amanda comes in. Now, Amanda does come in looking crazy as hell. She is wearing a shirt that has two neck holes. Two, both of them have a button and a collar. Now, one of her neck holes was on her shoulder. And when she comes in, both Latrice and Riri looked at her like she was half fucking crazy. And Marie off camera said, "Girl," or in her confessional, she said, "Why she walking here looking like Beetlejuice? Why she coming here looking like Beetlejuice? I can't take my eyes off of it." She's not lying. If y'all did not see it, that scene alone is worth watching. It was supposed to, I guess, be an off the shoulder number, but it was a full neck hole with a collar and buttons. Craziest shit you ever wanted to see. Anyway, when Amanda sits down, she hugs Marie. But when she sits down, she lets Marie know, "Bitch, I'm happy that you and Latrice are friends now, but I got my good eye on you because I don't like what you and Letitia did to my friend at the reunion." Okay, so she letting her know right up front, you tried it. Okay, and I don't play about this one. So I do want you to know I'm cool with y'all being cool, but just know if I have to, I will. Okay, that's a friend. So I have to say, I do like Amanda in that scene for that part because Latrice did get her ass handed to her by both Marie, because Marie did threaten to jump her at the reunion, and Letitia didn't help. She was supposed to be a friend and she didn't help. Okay, girl, we were all like, what is going on with that shirt? But anyway, Amanda says that, and Latrice, y'all know Latrice has like a nervous tick when things are going on that makes her uncomfortable. Her lip starts twitching and her eyes start twitching. She's a pretty woman, but she does have a nervous tick in her face. Yeah, she absolutely looked a mess. Lies, more lies. Anyway, Amanda's letting it, I think this is when Latrice lets everybody know that she's having this party, a couples party. She said, "I'm having a couples party and everybody's invited. I want all the Bells to come except for Tambra, because we all know that Tambra's never going to bring her man, okay? What's his name? Damon? He is never going to come. So I'm not inviting her," but she tells her bestie, Amanda, "Girl, what you got going on?" Because like I told y'all, Amanda said she was single. And she said, "I'm dating." And she said, "Well, you better find a man's to bring to the party." And Amanda said, "Or a woman." Okay. So even in this scene, y'all, she's single. I wasn't all the way wrong in what I shared with y'all yesterday. But in this scene, she's letting people know she's not seriously dating. She's dating around, and she may bring a man or a woman, depending on who act right, when it's by the time we get to the party. So yes, she absolutely kicked Tambra to the curb and told Amanda to come. Okay, moving on. Now we are at this warehouse, child. Carrie is throwing some sort of dance slash exercise event, and she's invited Letitia to come and also Marie. And when Letitia is walking up, Letitia does have a full face of makeup on, and she happens to be talking to her man, Glendale, and she's letting Glendale know what's going on between them. And she lets us know as an audience that Glendale works from home now. So he's at home more. They are, communicating better, letting each other know their whereabouts. What else did she say? Basically, she made it seem like things were much more smoother because Glendale isn't on the road truck driving the way he used to, right? And she couldn't get a hold of him when he was hoeing. And he's not on the docks where she might not be able to get a hold of him. But he's at home, so he should be answering that phone every time she calls. That's how she's making it out. Marie gets there. Marie is gonna show off that body, child, every time she walks in the door. And I know that she said that she didn't get like a mommy makeover, and that the hips and the bottom is real or not, enhanced, but it does just look a little perfect, Marie. It does look a little too perfect. And when she shows up in them biker shorts, child, she said, listen, I really don't even like Carrie like that, especially since she tried to dog the hell out of me, talking about her silver outfit. She told her she looked like a space cadet. She said, but I'm going to let bygones be bygones today. And I'm going to come in here and do what I'm supposed to do. She said she's lying, but she looked good. She said, I'm going to come in here and do what I'm supposed to do. And by doing what I'm supposed to do, that means I'm going to make sure all these bitches know I'm not insecure about anything y'all have to say, anything y'all talk about. You can talk about my clothes, my body if you want to, but I promise you always gonna look at it, okay? Come on in, come on in. I'm gonna promise you, you always gonna look at it. And when she walked in the door, she said, bitch, is this a real workout session? Because both of y'all got a full face of makeup. Marie came in clean faced, okay? And she looked amazing. Just gonna put it out there. She did look amazing. But yeah, they do their little workout exercise and whatnot. And when it was done, Marie said, well, since Carrie was all up in my mix, all up in my business and sauce, let me find out what's going on with you, girl. How's your life? What do you have going on? That's how Marie said it. And Carrie said, yeah, I'm just trying to keep things balanced, girl. I'm a business owner, a wife, a mama. I'm trying to make sure I can keep everything together. She said, I've never been a doubting wife over my husband, but he's asking for some shit and I got to figure it out. And the whole time she's talking, Marie is just giving her eyes and taking it all in like, okay, bitch. Got it. Okay. This is something I can record and keep for the future. In the meantime, for whatever reason, Letitia's like, girl, I know what you're talking about. That's how Glendale used to be. Okay. He wanted a traditional wife. He thought that the wife needed to be seen and not heard and just popping out the babies while he was the breadwinner. Your life is absolutely nothing like Carrie and Matt's life. I don't know why you compared yourself. I don't know why you compared yourself, baby, but that's not true. Don't do that no more, Letitia. You and Glenn are in a lane of your very, very own, okay, boo? But she says that, and even Marie was like, I'm gonna just sit this one out. I'm not even gonna let this be anything more than what it is, okay? Anyway, moving on. Now we are at the restaurant with Carrie. Y'all know Carrie is a restaurant owner. She has two. She is trying to open up a third. In fact, she's trying to figure out what the grand opening. She's trying to get the grand opening scheduled. Okay, she want to do a ribbon cutting over there, and she hasn't been able to find the time because she said, I am very hands-on with the shit I own. Okay, she said people may not like it, but I don't care. That's people. When I have something, I want to make sure that everything is going right. So that's how she puts it. She said, and I make no apologies for it. However, it does appear to be a little bit of a burden on her marriage. She said it's a burden on her marriage, right? So she is married to a professional basketball player, or baseball, excuse me, a professional baseball player. He's actually retired. And he actually said, listen, I do counseling now for athletes. However, even though I have something to do, 80% of my time, 80% of my day is spent being Mr. Mom to the kids, to the household, while Carrie is out here at these damn restaurants. And he basically told her that he needs her to go sit her ass down somewhere. Okay. He said, you gotta figure this shit out because I didn't sign up for this. Now, I do want to point out that he was a professional baseball player. So when he was on the road and playing baseball, yes, it got the bills paid, but it looks like it was Carrie who may have put her life on hold for him. And now she's in a place where she wants to put all this effort into her businesses. And he isn't liking it very much at all. And he basically says, you got to figure this out. He said, I trust you to figure this out. I trust you to figure out how to find time for me and this family and make sure you're more hands-on. And she actually starts crying. She tears up and said, I understand. I didn't know I was doing that bad, but I'm going to try to make it, I'm going to work it out. I was like, girl, you ain't going to work it out. You either have a partner that helps you the way you helped him, or you don't. It's one or the other. But this is an interesting storyline, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. But that's where they are right now. And I don't know why people think that it takes a village to raise a child, right? One child. But asking her to stop what she's doing, or, pull back in a way that she can't. I don't know. I feel like if she was there for you since 15 years old in your professional career, you should be there for her. That's where I am with it. But I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments if you think I'm lying about it, okay? She had Irish twins too, right? She had twins, right? But yeah, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Because I was like, well, what was she doing when she was following your shit? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much how the story went. He just wants her, and he seemed very serious about it. He looked her dead in the eye and said, in layman's terms, go sit your ass down somewhere. If these restaurants close, it is what it is. You sit here trying to make a name for yourself. Who cares? I'm not into it. Okay. You would love to see what Letitia with Tyrone, the trainer, if he's not married. Ooh, you're already putting her with somebody else, girl. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Anyway, let's talk about Letitia. So y'all know in last week's episode, Letitia actually told Selena and Mike that she wanted to help counsel them, right? So she has some sort of communication exercise that she's doing with a trainer. And she said that it's done wonders for her in Glendale. And she even says, listen, I don't want anybody to think that me and Glendale are perfect. We are literally a work in progress, but a little bit of anything and everything that could happen to a person in a relationship has happened with me and Glenn. So she feels like she can give advice. So I actually like that she said that. Okay. Oh, people are coming in. They said, I agree with you. He needs to sit down and be quiet. I think he's selfish. That's what I said. I was like, well, what was she doing with you? But yeah, anyway, I think that it's okay for you to take a back seat and let God work through this woman. She has ambitions. She has things that she wants to get done in life. She wants to leave a name for herself and things for her children so that they know that both of them provided for them. I don't know. I think it's selfish for men when they do stuff like that. But that's who she married. She said a very traditional man, which means he doesn't like you to work. He wants you at home more. And for him, he said, I've been doing this shit for 80% of the time, so he don't like it at all. Okay, whatever. Anyway, back to Letitia and Glendale. Glenn and Letitia aren't showing up in the same place at the same time. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to that, but that seemed to have happened at three different filmings. Okay, Letitia actually shows up first at this training event, and then here comes Selena and Mike, and they're like, well, where's Glenn? Where is he? Okay. And she's like, he on his way. Don't worry. He coming. He had to work later, whatever the case may be. Anyway, when he gets there, he hugs his wife, puts his arm around her waist, gives her a peck on the lips, kisses her on the lips. He's always very, very charming when he walks into these spaces. And they do some trust exercises. Okay. And then really the scene is about Selena and Mike, because y'all know that Selena is still grieving the loss of her son, who was unalived. He was taken from the earth way too soon. And she said, I know people think I talk about my son a lot, but I don't. I don't talk about it because it brings me way too much pain. Okay. But she also said that this man she's dealing with, Mike, the one she's engaged to, she said he went from being a very attentive person and always letting her know his whereabouts to just, coming and going as he pleased and not saying shit. And so in this scene, she tells him, listen, there's still a lot of trauma that I'm dealing with the loss of my son and not being able to get a hold of him the night he lost his life. And when I call you and you don't answer me, you put me back into that space. I'm feeling those same feelings. It's scary for me. And she starts crying. And he actually responds to her very immediately. He said, I understand. I understand. I'm sorry. Come on. I won't do that no more. He hugs her. He didn't look at her like she was crazy and this bitch here. He really tried to console her and say, I get it. I get it. Maybe he didn't understand before, but now he's telling her he does. And she said, I'm serious. Okay. I might be having this conversation with you on screen or in front of these cameras, but I'm serious. I need you to be accountable to me. I need you to tell me where you're going. And I actually like that scene. I actually thought that was, I felt it. You know what I'm saying? Was that JJ's son too? You know what? I don't know. I don't think it was though. I don't think it was because I've not heard him speak about it in the same way. But anyway, if you guys know, if anyone in the chat know if the son, Selena's late son was also JJ's son, but I can't say for sure. But anyway, I just like the scene. I just like that he was attentive and he caught it immediately. He didn't require more. And he really wanted to console her and make her feel better. Okay. But anyway, that was really a beautiful scene. Moving on. Let's get to the next one, which happens to be the memorial event that Selena wanted to hold, an all-white event that she wanted to hold in the name of her son. But she also wanted to bring in people from the community who, okay, a lot of people are saying it wasn't JJ's son. She also wanted to bring in people from the community who may be still having a hard time grieving the loss of a loved one. She had a psychiatrist there. She had a lot of women on the panel, pillars in the community to tell their stories, including Latrice. And it looked like an amazing event. In fact, it was so amazing that there wasn't a dry eye in the house when those ladies started telling their stories. I mean, people were dabbing their eyes. Even the men were dabbing their eyes and trying not to cry. And when I saw Woodstock himself, and that is Latrice's husband, that's Latrice's husband, Cliff. Y'all Google Woodstock from Snoopy, okay? Woodstock and Cliff have the same exact face. Oh my God. Anyway, Woodstock started grabbing a tissue, child, and he started catching them tears before they rolled down his face when Latrice said, I have lost two of my brothers. I've lost my niece, my cousin, who was like a brother to me. Baby, Woodstock. And y'all know I'm not lying either. Right now, Google it. Google it. I said Tweety Bird last week, but I meant Woodstock. Shit. Woodstock. Okay? Snoopy's little friend. Anyway, when he started catching them tears before they fell out his eyes, and then he said, now I understand. Now I understand why Latrice feel the way she does about me staying in them damn condos, because there's a fear that happens when you lose someone unexpectedly every time that phone rings or whatever the case may be. And that is true. That's 1000% true. And she said she's had so much loss in her life that when someone isn't where they're supposed to be, or when that phone call happens and you know your husband's not laying beside you, that shit scares you. That's hurtful for her. And so she explained it on the stage to the audience. But one of the first times I think I've seen on this show, her husband, Woodstock Senior, okay, Woodstock Senior said, I get it. And I won't do that again. I won't let that, I won't go anywhere or do something without letting my wife know. And I said, bitch, no, y'all ain't connected to these men the way y'all supposed to be. Okay, come on in, hit that like button, share the video. Hey, Kevin, I don't know if I said hello to Kevin, but he is also a moderator volunteering his time. Yeah, her getting it out made him get it. Exactly. That's why I said that this episode was a 10 out of 10, because I said, oh, wow, you don't get to always see the men get it. You know what I'm saying? But especially when it's coming directly from their wife or from their partner. But to see him get it in real time with an audience of people and just say, I won't do that no more. I was like, bitch, my heart, my heart. Oh my goodness. Good for you, Woody. Come on in, hit that like button and share the video, okay? But anyway, they had such a connection at this event that Marie said, never in the history of the Bells, never in the history of the show have we all had such a positive moment where we were all connected and on the same page. This is friendship. This is love. They all took white balloons and wrote the name or names of loved ones on the balloon and released them in the sky. And it was such a tender moment. It was really a great moment for friendship on this show. And not only did the Bells get it, but their significant other got it too. It was amazing. Okay. Now I got a little ahead of myself, but let me also tell y'all the other thing that happened in this scene. Okay. Because everybody showed up, right? Tambra did show up by herself, just like Latrice said she would. Okay. But she looked amazing. Tambra looked amazing. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming this is Amanda's work because she said she was going to a new hairdresser, but Amanda took her from 2,000 bundles to about 5 bundles. To about 5 bundles. And I got some damn nerve because this hair is heavy, baby. But I was like, oh my God, her hair. Thank God somebody took all that shit out of there. That was horrible. Okay, what else happened? Glendale, child, when Glendale got there, well, let me say this again. I told y'all that that Letitia and Glendale seem to be showing up separate in all of these scenes, and he showed up separate in this scene too. She gets there first, and everybody's like, well, where's Glendale? Where's your better half? And she said, oh, he's at work, or he had to work late, right? And then they asked her he actually comes walking in. When he comes walking in, he has on these dark ass aviator shades, and he comes and greets the group. I think that Glenn is very charming. That's what he's giving from on the screen right now. Because when he walks in the room, everybody's happy to see him, right? But he comes in and again grabs Letitia by her waist, kisses her on the lips, make sure that she didn't mess up her lipstick. Make sure that he said that Tambra needs to be a friend of the show. Yes, Kevin, I agree. She looks much better this season. She does. I agree. But she kisses her on the lips. And while he's doing that, Latrice is sitting there like, is this motherfucker serious? Like, she's pissed. And you can tell. And then in confessional, baby, she said, it's really weird that she knows this secret about Glenn, because she saw those text messages, right? And she said, all the shit I saw with this man trying to push up on my friend, talking about he wanted to get inside them drawers or whatever the case may be. She said, it's so weird to watch him walk into this room and act like he's this loving, compassionate husband. Okay. And Latrice, can I just tell you something, friend? Because this is a problem with liars. Once your friend told you what was going on between them, she made you a liar too. Because the way he does it is the same way you're doing it. You're sitting in that seat right now, pretending not to know what you fucking know. All of y'all are. You, Tambra, your respective others, okay? Woodstock, no, because Latrice tells Woodstock everything. Glenn knows. All of y'all are in the same lion ass cults. Y'all are all sitting there pretending like y'all don't know anything about Glenn and Amanda. Just a reminder of how lies work, child. Because once you hear the shit, you got to get it off your chest to somebody else. You got to deliver it to somebody else. So the only person in that room looking like a fool is Letitia. Come on in. Welcome, Florida. Nice to have you, sis. And he's playing his role very well, very well. And I ain't gonna lie, we have all been on that one end or the other at one point in our lives where we knew a secret about somebody and we had to sit in that room and pretend like we didn't know it. And the shit is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, but you got to sit there and pretend like you don't know what's going on so that you can get through the night. Okay? And that's the position Amanda put all of y'all in. Just a heads up. Okay? Come on in, everybody. But should you tell it if she's not going to leave? Well, that's the poll. That's why I asked y'all to take the poll at the top of the chat. But whatever the case, it looks like Selena pulled off an amazing event where nobody was giving eyes to Letitia. Everybody was thinking about their loved ones and who went, who's no longer with them. And they were able to empathize with everybody who lost someone. And the actual event was really pushing that people need to go to therapy and not do this by yourself. So either be a part of this group or find therapy, right? But I just wanted to say that was an amazing scene, because that's true. When you are put in a situation where you know somebody else's dirt and you can't talk about it, but you're in rooms with them, it does make you feel very, very, it makes you feel horrible. I actually felt bad for Latrice when she said it. I was like, oh, damn. I didn't even think about Latrice's role, but she's right. Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Y'all are a part of the cookout, child. I'm the gossiping auntie, child. I know everybody's business. I know everybody's business in the chat and on this TV show, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Okay. Now, even though they all had this kumbaya, this love moment in the group, the very next event, shit's about to go all to hell. Okay, everything's about to go all to hell. And I told y'all to take the poll at the top of the chat. Let's do it right now before I forget, child. I asked y'all, I said, have you ever held a secret about your friend's spouse or partner cheating on them to prevent from hurting them? Okay, because maybe this spouse has a history, and 34% of y'all said, yeah, he cheats all the time. What am I going to do? All it's going to do is ruin things between she and I, which I understand. If you have a spouse that's been cheating on you since day one, telling you that he's cheating now isn't going to help. You're not going to leave him. And whatever we have, because my relationship isn't dependent on your marriage, right? Whatever we have together is going to get blown up. But 42% of y'all said, no, I'm going to tell every time, even if it means that ends that friendship. Okay, well, good for y'all. 23% of y'all said, I was boiling eggs. What happened? Oh, y'all kill me. Anyway, 43% said they're gonna tell it no matter what. I'm gonna say this. Y'all gonna be mad at me, but I've said this before. My family used to say all the time, I didn't put you together, I can't break you up. So that was a way of saying, stay out of married folks' business. If they pulling sheets, you ain't supposed to go tell anybody shit. Okay. And my grandmother used to tell me all the time, 10 out of 10 times, that woman knows. 10 out of 10 times, that woman knows that man is cheating. You telling only puts yourself at risk, okay? Especially if it's somebody that you love, especially if you guys are helping each other out as friends. Because friendship is different from marriage. Your friendship is different from motherhood or fatherhood. You can be an amazing mother and a horrible, wife, or you can be an amazing father and a horrible husband. And you have to separate those two. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving y'all what was told to me. So for me, I say it's a no. It's a no. And I can see it with my own peepers. I can see you and you can see me, and I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see shit. Okay, that's just my feelings. Now, yesterday I gave Latrice a whole lot of shit, but then I started reading through them comments, and I went, you know what? You ain't lying. Latrice isn't responsible for that. And then when I look back and I saw Latrice say at that event, I'm in a fucked up situation because I know this stuff about this lady, and we are friends. And I'm messing up. You know what I'm saying? Judith says she was boiling eggs. Honey, did you bring them eggs to the cookout? Do we have some deviled eggs here? Okay. Come on in. Come on in. Yes, blind to the bullshit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, we're at Latrice's house, and Latrice got a badass house. Latrice has an amazing house, okay? And she has invited all of the Bells to come and visit. Um, okay. So Lies More Lies said the way she approached it was during a random conversation. She asked, would you want to know if your spouse is cheating? And your friend said, yes, she would like to know. And then you told her, and you said, I'm not here to judge what you do with your marriage. Sometimes that helps. But most of the time, that husband is not going to want you back in her life. And he's going to find a way to get her out. That now I'm going to say I have done this in the past because, you know, we're grown, we're human. I have done this in the past when I was much younger. And I've had husbands park outside my house with this one friend. He would tell me, I know what car you drive, I know where you're parked. Because when I lived in St. Louis, I lived in an area where sometimes I couldn't park in front of my building. I had to park around the corner. He said, I know you're parked around the corner. He had broke into a house. There's a whole lot of shit he did. And I think that was when I said, you know what? Grandma was right. I ain't supposed to be talking. I told my friend some shit, and he came back and he said, bitch, I will hunt you. Okay. Now they're divorced now, but that was a bad situation I put myself in, and I shouldn't have. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So when the scene opens, everything is all good. Latrice's have this party. Everybody's arriving with their partners, including Latrice's best friend, Amanda, who comes in with a woman named Javon. Okay. Now, when the couples arrive, they literally show the couples shoulder to shoulder. And it said Carrie and Matt and Marie and Sid, right? But when Amanda and Jovan walked in, it actually said Amanda, friend of Latrice. And then it said Jovan, date of Amanda. So I still think that they weren't coupled necessarily. They weren't couples. That was a date that she brought to the party. So if she kicked out Tambra, I still stand on it. She invited a single friend who brought a date. Okay. That's how it played out. Mind the business at Patreon. That's on God. I swear to God that man stalked me because I told his wife somebody that I knew since I was a child, by the way. She was a friend that I've known since the 7th grade. So, but yes. So they arrived as a date, but we all know why Amanda's here. Amanda's here to get it started. Okay. But Amanda's date, I will say this, she was a stud to the 100th power. She looked like she would stump a mud hole right in your ass, period. Okay. But anyway, they all come through. Latrice says in her confessional that she's a little fearful that shit is going to pop off at her house. And she said, I really don't want that because everybody knows what happened at my last event. That was an event at the restaurant. There was people that was hurt. Police had to be called. All kinds of shit went down. And 2 couples ended up leaving the show following that event, right? So she said, I'm having this event, but I really don't want shit to pop off. And I know I'm nervous that something probably will, because she has invited Latrice and Glendale. Anyway, Marie is there, and Marie said, bitch, I'm just happy to get an invite. Look at how God works, because everybody knows that me and Latrice could not stand each other. And now here I am, okay? Now, Marie sees her cousin. Her cousin is Jovan. Her cousin is Jovan, and she's like, bitch, I'm 3 degrees of separation away from Latrice. I'm at Latrice's house. My cousin is at Latrice's house. My cousin is dating Amanda, who is Latrice's hairdresser. So everybody is all connected at this party. And I forgot to tell y'all that Marie is wearing her wedding ring again, only she's wearing it on her second finger, not on her ring finger. She actually made the comment that she's waiting for Sid to put it on her ring finger. She's looking to be proposed to again. And when I tell y'all that Sid looked like, that wasn't in the contract. Now, listen, we signed a solid ass contract before this season started where I was supposed to play yo love interest again. And we were supposed to get, Lenny DiCaprio the fuck up out of here. I did that part, but you didn't say nothing to me about getting married, child. Now, I'm just going to say that was funny as hell. He gave a smile like, is y'all catching this shit? This is crazy. That was so funny. But anyway, Essie shows up to this pool party and she's there with her husband, and they don't even give us the husband's name, okay? They don't even give us the husband's name. When she walks in, everybody's like, Essie, who the hell are you with? And somebody said, that's her husband. And Amanda said, is it? Because I thought that you and Marie were together. That's how bad it was. Essie is sitting here laughing. Marie ends up saying, bitch, wait a minute. I ain't trying to be funny, but I am not Marie's husband. That's Marie's husband. Now, I am not Essie's husband. That's Essie's husband. Now, Essie is, I think she's already come out and said that she was bisexual or that she's had relationships with women in the past. But she was standing there with a tall drink of water, okay? She was standing at that pool with a tall drink of water who said, I'm going to show up here for you, but don't put my name on this shit. Don't tell nobody my name, okay? We're going to keep it cute, okay? I actually liked it. I was shocked that Essie had a husband. See how rumors start? Essie herself actually says she was bi. However, a lot of people was pairing Marie and Essie together, and Marie let it, rock. But at the end of the day, she said, that's who the mess of man she with. He was very incognito. He was cooler than a fan, though. I mean, he was dressed properly, and he had his linens and things on and his slides, and his hair was perfectly coiffed, okay? I think his curls was popping, not the same way as Chris Fletcher's curls be popping. I don't think he was under the dryer. Chris sits under the dryer. And I will never take that back, okay? But he definitely was cooler than a fan. Yes, he didn't want the spotlight for sure. But he shows up, and yes, I be paying attention. His name was not on the screen at all. I don't even think it said fucking husband, okay? She said verbally, my husband. It did not say husband or give us a name. Okay, so I think Carlos might be working on that. But as for now, no. Anyway, Letitia and Glenn are the last to arrive at the party. Are you saying that he got an S curl? Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, they're the last to arrive, and this time they do come in together. This is a part where they walk in together. The only part, okay. And the party started. It was daytime. The sun was out. People was hanging out by the pool and having an amazing time. When Letitia and Glenn show up, it is dark. It looks like they're about to wrap shit up, like they already ate dinner and the whole nine. And when Glenn comes in, this is the best part about Glenn. Glenn is a ho, 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 ho. Okay? He sees Amanda and he goes over and he gives her a hug. Do you hear me? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And it wasn't no pat, tap, 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 light hug. It was a hug to say, bitch, keep it cute. You know what I mean? And she literally rolls her eyes like, oh my God. But he is very much deceitful, and he brings everybody into his deceitful ass shit. He hugged that woman. He didn't try to stay on the other side of the room. He's right in front of her. And I think when they was asking them nasty ass questions, I think he might have been giving Amanda eyeballs, if I'm not mistaken. But let's get into it, okay? they're all having fun. They decide to sit down and do this party or question thing. It was a game where they're asking questions about other couples, like just to see if they know more about each other. Kind of supposed to be fun. Where's the most interesting place you slept with your woman or your man? And they're all supposed to answer the question to see if they're on the same page, right? I think Selena said on the beach. Marie said in the car. She said that she had hopped on top of Cedric child while he had his foot on the gas. And you hear Glendale say, Marie, 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 enough. Marie, no, shut up. Child, I was like, no, he did not. No, he did not. Anyway, he says that Carrie's husband said it was in her mother's bed. They asked the same question to Cedric. Cedric said, no comment. I'm not answering that question. Okay, I'm not answering that question, which made Marie look a little, I'm like, well, damn, Marie, what's going on? Okay, come on in, hit that like button. The next question they asked them was what? Did I get all the questions? Was there anything else that they asked them that seemed interesting? Oh, they asked them about what position do you like it? Now, this is where shit get creepy. Because a lot of the men that was sitting there, the married men was like, I'm not answering that shit. Not Glendale, though. After you told Marie to shut the up, Glendale said, oh, I like it from the back, from the side. Pop, 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 pop. He got to make faces and all that shit. Yes, in that twin bed, child. Y'all heard me last week. Said I ain't talking about that twin bed, child. Never, never, never. But yeah, he's up here making these faces and gyrating and shit in his seat with other men sitting beside him. And Amanda literally gives the hardest eye roll, like, bitch. Okay? And I was right there with her. I said, Amanda, we on the same team, child. I agree. Cut it out. You're doing way too much. And you're being performative for who? For who? Not your wife, but for Amanda. You're doing too much. That's my opinion. Okay? Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Fine, we move on from that. And now, I guess whoever this hostess is who's helping out with the party. Look, someone in my comment section yesterday said, Glenn's thing be thangin'. Okay? And that is why I put this up here. Glenn's thing be thangin'. He don't know how to slow that shit down. Okay? But anyway, they asked the question, is anyone in this group attracted to someone else in the group? Now, as soon as the question was asked, you hear everybody make a moan sound like, what? No, especially the guys. The guys was like, that's crazy. Why would you ask that question? Of course, Woodstock is the first to say, hell no. Hell no, ain't nobody. I'm not attracted to anybody else in the group. Woodstock was like, y'all ain't catching me out there. Okay. And I want to say that either Selena's husband, Selena's fiance said, that's the weirdest question. That's the weirdest question to ask. Are we attracted to anybody in this group? Like, they were serious. Like, don't play with us like this. And Glenn was like, okay, making that face. Next thing I know, Carrie says on 3, we're all just going to answer at the same time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And everyone screams, no, including Glenn. Glenn's like, nope, nope. And that's when Amanda says, you a damn lie. You lying, you lying. And he is stumped because he's like, bitch, are you really blowing up my spot like this? Are you really doing this? He makes a face like, why? Why would you do this? I don't know. Come on in, It was a weird question, right? It was a weird question. Listen, we've seen this happen before. Y'all remember when what's her name was dating Roger Bob and they had that party and they had to ask them same dumbass questions? Anyway, they asked this question and she screams, he screams, he didn't scream anything, but he's looking like, why would you do this? And his wife looks at him and looks at Amanda and she puts her hand on Amanda and said, what? If there's something that I should know, tell me. And she's like, everybody's like, no, don't do this here. Don't do this here. She said, no, we're friends. If there's something that I should know, don't do that. You tell me. And Amanda's like, do you want to talk outside? She says, sure, we can talk wherever you want to. Because I don't want to, have some shit go down in the Rogers house. But I need to know what went down. You tell me. She stands up, grabs Amanda's hand, and they take it out to the patio. And the whole time that's happening, Glenn is sitting there looking like a cooked goose. His goose is cooked. Absolutely no way around it. Every man in that room was shaking their head like, bitch, how did you do this? How did you do this? Okay, come on in. Hit that like button, share the video. Listen, she said a fake and a planned ambush. We know how these things work, child. This is reality TV. This is how it works, okay? We can either get the same scene scripted or we can get it played out on reality TV. Right now it's happening in reality. But she takes her outside. And Amanda, I'm going to say, Amanda was a grown woman. She said, listen, I'm cool with you. And he has sent me some shit and it's made me feel a way about it. But I do want to be honest. I want to say, how I feel about it. And then she also added, and I didn't like the way you handled Latrice on that reunion, okay? So not only did she sit down with Riri earlier and say, I'm keeping my eye on you because I really don't like how you handled my friend, but she's in this moment saying the same exact thing to Letitia. And Letitia said, I don't like how you play with my friend. I don't like what you did to her. And Letitia throws her hands up and she's like, listen, wait a minute now. We did things to each other, okay? She's like, don't do that. Don't try to make it seem like it was a one-sided thing. Latrice did shit to me, and I might have said and done some shit to her, but it was both ways, and we supposed to be cool right now. So Letitia is feeling away. She's like, why would you do this if you're supposed to be my friend? And I already told y'all that's how she played it yesterday when she wrote her statement. She said, y'all told me that y'all was going to come at me about the reunion, and that's cool. I was prepared for that, but I wasn't prepared for what happened with you putting this information out here about my husband, okay? Because that's the reason you didn't come to her with this info about the marriage. So anyway, at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to say about Amanda, because we still got to play this out. Amanda, when you had given that information to your friend, to Latrice and to Tambra, you were gloating. You were gloating. You was like, of course he's attracted to me. Look at me. Look at Latrice. Look at Letitia. Y'all know there's way too many L's, child. I'm sorry. But look at Letitia. Look at me. You was gloating, okay? You was putting all that out there. You also said that you like them black and a little bit ugly like Glenn, okay? So it sounds like you entertained it for a little bit. And one of the things that Letitia said in her comments yesterday, in that post she made yesterday, was, I watched the scene. Or when she was in the scene, she saw it one way. But when she watched the shit back and she had an opportunity to hear the conversations that were being held, when she had an opportunity to see how the ladies were responding around the information they got, she felt a way. And it is what it is. So we have to see how this friendship plays out. But at the end of the day, I agree. It was Glenn who gave them women the ammunition against their wife. And Glenn is a cooked goose. He's in the house feeling away, right? And the husbands are all, they don't even know what to say. A few of them are shaking their head like, God, did we really get brought in here for this? You know what I'm saying? Like, they really is just shocked. But the friend, Javon, the friend that came as a date, she's sitting over there and she said, don't lie, because I saw those text messages that you sent to her. And Glenn immediately pops up out of his seat, the way a lioness deceitful mother would do, right? And he tries to come up on her. And Marie said, oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. And she runs outside. You can hear Glenn arguing with Javon, who, by the way, Javon might have mopped the floor with Glenn if she got an opportunity to, okay? But she runs back in. Marie runs out to where Letitia is, and she said, come get him. Come get Glenn right now. He is in Javon's face, and Javon is her cousin, right? So she said, come on, come get him, okay? You know this man's a cheater. This ain't the first time. This ain't your first time at the rodeo when it comes to him cheating. But what you're not going to do is let him jump into this woman's face, okay? Amanda said, I withheld this info to keep you out of it, while simultaneously telling her the info and putting her right in the middle. Pam, did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said about people who tell you secrets and then y'all all in the same room? Y'all all in the same room. This is why the older you get, when you get older, the first thing out your mouth is who's going to be there? Okay? We having a party and a blah, blah, blah. Who's going to be there, girl? Okay? I don't want no shit. If I know something about somebody, I'm not sitting here pretending I don't know. I'm going to sit right here at the house and party. I'm not going. Okay. But y'all know how we do at the cookout. Y'all all are invited. Y'all supposed to talk about people here. It's expected. Okay. Talk about the folks and grab yourself something to eat and drink. Okay. Woodstock didn't even try to help his buddy out. Woodstock said, bitch, you're on your own. Okay, I'm sitting on top of this doghouse minding my P's and Q's today. Okay, that's what he said. Glenn's reaction was very telling. Guilty AF, absolutely. Amanda said that her allegiance is to Latrice because they tried to double team her at the reunion. Listen, I'm not even going to say that it was wrong. Listen, this is how I felt about it. Yesterday, I did say I didn't like Amanda, but then I had to think about this a little bit, and I realized that these people are a little younger than me, so I also have to give them time to grow and figure things out. This is some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And I have been on the receiving end, and I have played some of these games like this before when I was doing it. But sometimes you got to sit and think about this shit a little bit. Now I'm the bitch who says, who's over there? I'm not coming. I'm not coming if I know that that's going to go down. I'm just not doing it. That's me. That's who I am today. But back then, I used to think that this shit was entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Oh, who's going to be there? Oh, I will be there with bells on. I need to see how these people engage each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say that's where Amanda is. Amanda said her friendship and her allegiance, her alliance is with her friend Latrice. And she felt like Latrice, that they got the best of Latrice on that damn reunion. And Latrice didn't have an opportunity to say or get out the words she needed to say and get out. And then she had to suck everything up and pretend like she was happy because the reunion was ending. She said, cool, I got you. I used to be that friend too. So I understand it. You just go through different phases in your life. You know what I'm saying? You go through different phases. I feel bad for Letitia because she has to feel mighty bad, mighty low to allow the likes of Glenn to treat her that way. It's Glenn's fault. If it's anybody's fault, it's Glenn's fault, period. When she's slow, I'm not saying a word. Okay, but yeah, that's how it wrapped up with the ladies running back in the house to, grab Glenn and get everybody in control. But yeah, I get it. I have to say I've sat in all of these ladies' shoes at one point or another. Sometimes we forget what happened back in the day, but that's why I'm here, the auntie, to remind everybody of what's going on and tell everybody else, go on ahead and leave them kids alone, child. They'll get it out. Okay. Come on. But yeah, that was it, y'all. That was the show. I enjoyed it. I said I gave it a solid 10. I don't know if I've ever given Belle Collective a 10 on any episode, but you got one from me yesterday. Okay. Or today. You got one from me today. It was an awesome show. Okay. I forgot to even put up my little memes. I was talking so much. I meant to do this. I meant to do this when the party started, that we needed to have a moment where we put our hands over Letitia's hands. Like, bitch, you about to hear some shit you ain't gonna like. Okay. Going ahead and help her out. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. But anyways, you guys, I enjoyed having all of y'all. 270 something of you were here listening to this review, and I hope that y'all got y'all life, okay? Going ahead and hit the like button and share the video, please, and thank you. Okay, please and thank you. I try to, give a well-rounded review, and after it's done, nobody should feel like they have to go attack any damn body. Okay, you're supposed to listen and say, yeah, that's some bullshit, but we'll see what happens next week. You ain't supposed to feel like you gotta go out and put your foot up anybody's ass for anybody. Okay, I'm just being honest. Anyway, let me take this down. I need every single one of y'all to hit the like button. Hit the like button on your way out, please, and thank you. Share this video. Become a subscriber if you are not already. Follow me on all of my platforms at DYANAROZAY. Y'all already know the links are in the description box. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and thank y'all for the compliments. I'm happy that you enjoyed the commentary. Until the next one, thank you to all of my moderators as well. I forgot to say thank you to you guys. Until the next time, y'all, I will see you, okay, on the next one. Bye-bye.